All right, guys, to watch this video for Wednesday, February 14th. Oh, that's Valentine's Day. Hey, you younger guys, let me tell you something. It took me years. To explain to my wife that Valentine's Day is a made-up day by the florists and the candy companies to just screw us every year. Us meaning guys. Where you have to go out and buy all this stuff in a card. And I'm finally to the point. Of course, I've been married 25 years now, or coming up on 25 years in April. Finally to the point where I don't even have to think about Valentine's Day. My argument is I treat you like a queen every day. I don't need a special day to do it. Anyway, long story short, here's what watch this video for tomorrow. You know what? I like to see the declining volume, the kind of crazy, huge, massive volume and massive whippy days. I don't want to say they're behind us, but this is kind of what I thought. I thought the market would kind of find some kind of equilibrium after the chaos, and I still call all this chaos part of the short volatility ETN, ETF, CTI. I call them CTIs for crappy trading instruments like your SVXY and your XIV. I think this is all part of the unwind, and I think we're trying to find equilibrium now. I certainly don't think the economy or the market's falling apart. So it's nice to see a more narrow range day on lower volume. And here's the list I have for tomorrow. So COGT, big volume today. I actually put this in my notes when this was a solid red candle. I thought, hey, this is oversold. A lot of times while I'm watching stuff unfold during the day, I saw this COGT and I saw like this red candle and then this red candle, and you could tell it was going to have another big volume day. I was going to put it on Bounce Watch. And so since it was in my notes, I said, wow, it ended up closing at the high of day. Well, I still think with this volume the last couple days, I still think that this might continue to bounce tomorrow. So it's on long watch. I think there was a blurb today that came out, maybe some insider buying, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, maybe that one bottomed today. Nice little hammer candle there. ATOS, a sub dollar. I don't generally trade these, but anything under a buck I usually don't trade. But really nice move back here from like 30-something cents to 89, and then it came down, tested the 20-day a couple times, maybe a double bottom, and looks to be turning back up. So this one goes back on watch for tomorrow for a potential long. We'll see if it gives a proper setup or some volume comes in or something. MNKD tried to break out yesterday, gave most of it back, and then held up pretty well today. So there it is on 15-minute candles. You can see the run, the pullback, and then nice volume. Let's look at it on 60s. I don't know. I'm not in love with it, but the extra volume today is interesting. This one might continue tomorrow. I think there's a lot of shorts in this thing, but don't quote me on that. HTGM was on watch today. Ends up giving an inside candle. All of today's trading inside of yesterday's. Did have a very strong close. It's goofy action. I really like this one today. I thought it was going to break the early high right here, and then it didn't. And then in the last freaking 10 minutes of the day, it decides to do this. This is kind of a goofy market we're in right now, but things aren't happening when you think they're going to, and then they happen later. But there's always trades to be had. That's HTGM. I like the inside day, so there's good potential long for tomorrow. Fossil, FOSL, closed at 904, went as high as 18 bucks in after hours. As I'm talking right now, if the after hours is over, it settled in at 1630. Wow. So I believe they beat on earnings and set to open way up here. We're going to watch it tomorrow, see if it gives a low risk setup. What a great after hours trade if somebody happened to catch that one early. KDMN was actually on our gap playlist today. Gapped up, and I never got a trade in it. Never gave any kind of buy signal, but look at that. I almost feel like this is worth watching for I do feel like this is worth watching for a bounce play tomorrow. That's a huge, ugly candle. Huge. Relatively speaking. Look going back all the way back to over a year here we're going back. And you don't see any candle that size. And there's a ton of support in this area between the 350 and 4. So I think this is worth watching for a bounce play tomorrow. AMPE really kind of just broke out of this range today on decent volume, but settled in kind of well off its highs. We're going to see if we get a red to green or something like that in that one tomorrow. ZN, massive day today. Massive. I'll show you. Kathy in our chat room actually called ZN, pointed out the volume. I want to say it was probably about 250, maybe 260 when she pointed it out. I couldn't chase it, so I just had to let it go. But I did call it. as it was coming back as a bid idea between 280 and 290, and that's exactly as low as it went, right? And then ended up, so my bid idea was in here, in this window between 280 and 290. It went down to 282, and man, just took off the rest of the day. My best call of the day, and it really, this is something I try to teach people, that if you miss a huge move, you never chase, never chase, but pullbacks are worth watching for. And again, called this one in the 280s right about there, right? So you don't, and that's a mistake I used to make early on in my trading, was if I saw something like this, you know, I knew enough not to chase it. I learned that the hard way years and years ago. But then I would just say, well, I missed it. And now I look for intelligent places on stuff that we teach from the course to get in on the first pullback. So that was a pretty nice pick there on ZN. And then last I got T, and we're going to watch it again tomorrow, but it's certainly crowded and extended. We'll see what happens. TYHT is the last one I'm watching, which had nice volume today for this stock. It's pretty beaten up stock, so this one might have another day in this one to the upside. We'll see. We'll also build a list of gappers in the pre-market. If you're interested in joining a chat room, right down there in the description below, we got special offers on our chat room right now, and our trading course, and our free content, or all of our free webinars. So check all that stuff out in the description below, and hope everybody has a great night. We'll see everybody in the morning.